Hi, my name is Gabriel, and I'll be covering the question for Coursera of teachers that work too hard are the ones that burn out. There's definitely components of that are true, like no work-life balance, overworking. People that put in a lot of overtime do tend to burn out faster. It's not always the case, though. It depends on your interest in the job, how excited you are about it. If you're working overtime or working too hard because you need the money or you can't get things done in the amount of time that you have, so you're just having to work more without really choosing to, I think that definitely you'll burn out a lot faster. But if you're working harder not because you need money or because you have to, but just because you like what you do, you're a lot less likely to burn out. You definitely still can. There's things discussed throughout the course and the videos of teachers that love what they do, but they put all the work on themselves instead of using materials that exist or other resources, such as teachers that have been doing it a long time. They're reinventing the wheel every time they try and do a new assignment or get a new class instead of keeping older materials and talking to other teachers to see what materials they have available and what ideas they've had for how to simplify things. A lot of the time, you can take another teacher's entire curriculum and just modify it to be your own instead of creating a whole curriculum which you may not be that good at or have any real training in. And that can definitely lead to burnout if you're just putting all the work on yourself that you don't need to. Even if you do like parts of what you do, you're taking on all these extra things that you don't necessarily have any expertise in. A good example from the videos is talking about all the different categories of language that he's been asked to teach, where teaching business language is drastically different. The company I worked at previously, we had people that would fail the fluency test for languages in countries that's where they were born. They grew up speaking that language, but the fluency tests were for business contracts, technical language, stuff they had no experience in because they knew the language before they moved out of the country when they were still young. So that just wasn't a category that they were familiar with. And they could study and learn it, but it's not something they knew by default. So just adding all that extra stuff on would definitely lead to burnout. So it's good to talk to other teachers, get a network going, and be able to not necessarily have to be an expert in all those fields when you have someone else that all they ever did was business contracts, and you can ask them, hey, what's a good way to teach these complex versions of this language that doesn't need all this basic stuff or all the everyday usage that I'm aware of and know how to teach. And that definitely will help with cutting down on burnout without it being necessarily related to how hard you're working, because you're still teaching the class, but you're avoiding all the background that you're not familiar with and that's causing stress and problems for you. Thank you.